Okay, so declaring yung variable int num1. Okay, so int num2. Okay, so int num3. And then our intention here is to store 3 numerical integers. Okay, so para i-shorten tong statement na to, we could have an array. Okay, so elements are accessed using the relative positions in array. Okay, so if we're going to create an array, so of course we need to initialize, we need to declare, so yung kanyang type, and then followed by an open and close square bracket, and then yung kanyang array name. Okay, so array name. So ito yung isang way. So pwede rin naman na int. Yan. Alin man sa dalawa. So ano yung difference between the two? Na ang unang square bracket is nasa unahan, ang second square bracket is yung second ano natin is nasa ulihan. Parehas silang array. Okay? Parehas silang array. But then, if we're going to have another variable here is name. So dito, ang mangyari is yung array name and num is considered as arrays. So parehas sila is magiging array. Pero dito, sa declaration na to, so ang array lang natin dito is tong array name lang. So yung name is just a regular variable. Ayun po yung difference between the two. If you are going to place an open square bracket before the array, the variable name. Okay po. So wala tayong problema if you're going to have this kind of declaration na nasa unahan or nasa hulihan. Parehas po ang array yan. So next is after declaring an array is you need to instantiate for us to create an object of an array. So mag-instantiate tayo. So pwedeng maging ganito yung declaration. Okay, so array name equals then new, and then of course yung kanyang type which is int, and then yung number of elements or number of components na ipapasok natin o ilalagay natin sa ating array. Let's say 3. Katulad nito. Diba? So we have 3 different variables na mag-hold ng int. So yung simplified version nito with an array, so ganito yung magiging declaration. Ito na lang. Okay. Or pwede rin na gawin mong declaration is int soon. Excuse me. Okay. So next is okay, so ito yung katulad na nabanggit ko. So you may declare or array. Okay, so data type, open square bracket, array name, and then the new operator, followed by the data type, kung ano man yung data type niya, and then yung number of elements. So each component or each element in our array is represented by a subscript or an index number. Okay, so the first item or the first element in your array has an index number of what? Let's say meron kang 3 elements. So the first element has an index number of 0, while the last element, assuming that we have 3 elements. Okay, so that is the length of your array, which is 3 minus 1, it is 2. So yun po yung magiging pinaka last index number natin. Okay. So we have here an example. Okay, so we have an array named as num na magko-contain or mag-hold ng 5 elements. Okay, so each element is represented by index number. So the first element is 0, followed by 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So, yan. Same lang naman din. Okay, so of course, lagi nyo tatandaan yung kanyang subscript or yung kanyang index number. So if you're going to manipulate the content of your array. Okay? So let's say kung gusto mong i-add natin yung nasa element sa index number na 2 at saka sa index number na 3. Okay? So yung kanyang array name followed by an open and close square bracket and then followed by yung index number na nasa loob. Example, ito yung ano natin. So we have here an array name as list and then under ng kanyang index number 3 is na-assign yung 10. Okay? So meron tayo ditong array. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So to assign a value to our array, so yung kanyang array name followed by yung index number. So equals to 10. So list 3. So nandito yung 10. Doon papasok yung 10. Then 35 is to be assigned doon sa list 6. Okay, so bilang kayo 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and doon mag-store ngayon yung ating value na 35. So we have here list 5 is equals to list 3 plus list 6. So ganun din. So under ng list 5 is yung value ng list 3 and the value ng list 6. Which is 10. So i-retrieve niya ngayon yung laman which is 10 and laman ng 6 which is 35. So 35 plus 10 to be assigned dun sa index number na 5 magiging siyang 45. Okay. So aside from assigning a literal value doon sa ating number of elements during your creation or instantiation of an array, let's say, di ba, int list is equals to new int and then 10. So you may also assign this into a variable. Okay? So you may create a final variable or a constant variable. So final int array size equals to 10 and then here is your variable array size or just a regular variable. Okay po. Okay. So in this slide, is yung value o yung number of elements natin ay nakadepende doon sa magiging input ng ating user. For example, here meron tayong array which is int array size. Okay, just a regular variable array size. And then we have a prompt of enter the size of an array. So mag-accept tayo ng input from our user. So what will be the size of the array? So array size. So system.out.println then int list equals to new int then array size. So possible isang user ang gusto number of elements niya is uh, 3. Okay, so 3 elements lang. Yung isang user ang gusto ay 5, yung isang user is gusto is 10. Okay? So, yun po. So, yung value o yung size ng ating array is nakadepende doon sa input ng user. And then, aside from the instantiation, so you may also have uh, yung initialization. Okay, so dito we have double sales. So sales is an array. So ilan yung number of elements meron dito? Ilang elements meron sa ating sales?
5 elements, sir. 5, sir.
7, sir. 5 pala pa.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So hindi naka-set kung ilan kay number of elements, pero it depends dun sa ating inassign na value or initialize na value. So we have 12.25, 32.50, 16.90, 23, and 45.68. So question, sir, bakit 23 is an integer? Okay, so di ba ang ano natin is dapat are same type sila. Okay, normally for a double variable, it will also converted into ano, yung integer value will be converted into a double. Pero kung halimbawa ito is integer, okay, so magkakaroon ka lang ngayon ng error dito. Okay, so dapat lahat ng laman ng iyong array or initial value ng iyong array ay integer. Okay? Yan. And then we can retrieve uh, the the total length or number of elements meron sa ating array with a length variable. Okay? So this one is an instance variable. Okay? Kaya naman ang kailangan natin to retrieve yung length bar na field through an object. Ang array is an example of object. Okay? So we have list, which is an object, the array object name, that length. So automatic whatever the value. So kung if we're going to base dito sa previous slide, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the total length or number of elements within our array list is 6. Okay? So kaya ganito siya. So dito, so understood na ang magiging length ng ating num list ay 10. So because we are going to assign, so naka-define dito sa ating instantiation ng ating array na we're going to do 10 store 10 elements. Okay? Next. Sorry. Okay. So here's an example. Let's say we're going to create an array of 100 integers. So list equals to new int and then number of elements is 100. Okay? So since masyado siyang madami yung possible na maging input at the same time possible din yung maraming output o madami yung mga processes na magiging involved dito. So instead of isa-isahin nating i-call yung kanyang subscript, isa-isahin i-call yung kanyang index number ng okay. So to simplify our program, you may use a for loop. Okay, so much better to use a for loop for an array. So of course, for loop is you have to define ano yung magiging index number niya o yung magiging counter natin. So which is I is equals to 0. So I is less than list that length and then I plus plus. Okay. So pwede mo ilagay dito is value na 100, or instead of yung fixed na 100 is lagay mo na lang yung list.length. So kukuha niya ngayon yung total number of elements na meron. Okay? So next, so of course ito yung ating counter. So ito yung magiging mag-serve as our index from 0 up to the last element. So hindi tayo naglagay dito ng equals. Otherwise, kung nagkakaroon tayo ng equals, di ba supposedly ang number of index number natin is up to 99. So dapat hanggang 99 lang siya. So pag meron kang niretrieve na index number na 100, automatic magkakaroon ka ngayon ng error na array index out of bounds. So may ina-access ka na element doon sa location na 100 na hindi naman nag-exist. Okay? So careful kayo kung ano yung kung paano dito ang gagawin. So possible na I is equals to less than or equals to list.length -1 ka, or yun. So wala ka ng equals na lang dito. Okay, so from index 0 up to the last element -1. So yun po yung sa looping. Okay, so dito mangyayari ngayon is meron tayong input. So input tayo sa list I is equals to console.nextInt. So instead of declaring a variable of list 1, list 2, list 3, list 4, and so on and so forth up to list 100. Okay, so yan. So gagamit tayo ng looping to simplify, and since mag-input tayo isa-isa number 1 to 100. Okay? So ito yung ating mag-input tayo ng value sa ating array, and then this naman is if we're going to print, okay, or i-display natin yung laman ng ating arrays. So another looping for that. Okay? So system.out.print, and then list, and then yung value ng I which is 0, then increment yung I magiging 1 hanggang up to 99.
Sir, wala po kayong sounds.
Sorry. You may declare your variable as this one. So int num, or num is equal to new int 5, and then you may assign a value for each index. Okay. So another one is you can have this kind of declaration. So you may use a constant variable kung ilan yung maging array size. So yun yung i-assign natin for the number of elements. Okay, again, so we could have initializations, o meron tayong mga defined values dun sa ating arrays. Okay. And then, or pwede rin tayo magkaroon ng input. Okay, so enter the size of array, then size equals to console.nextInt, then list 2 is equals to new int, and then size. And then next is yung nabanggit ko kanina. So you may use a for loop if you want to ask an input, okay, or mag-ask ka ng value or para dun sa ating mga elements. So system.out.print enter an element for array. Okay, so input tayo dito at ma-assign sa loob sa ating list 2. Okay? So in this for loop is i-display niya or i-print niya yung laman ng ating array. Okay? So, okay. So, next is, yun. So, kukuhain natin yung sum. For example, meron laman yung ating array. So, kung gusto natin kuhain yung sum ng lahat ng elements meron sa loob ng ating array, you can do this one. Okay? So, declare a variable sum, then index equals 0, index is sales.length, so index plus plus. So, sum is equals to sum plus sales index semicolon. Okay? So, any volunteer? So, what we're going to do is we're going to uh, input a number of n student and then compute the score of all those students. Yung sum and then average. Pwede po may mag-demo? So yung number of elements natin ay magdidepend on sa input ng users. Then after mga input yung ating number of elements, so you are going to input the score of each student. And then is you're going to get the sum, okay, the sum of the all scores as well as yung average ng lahat ng scores. So by the way, so if we're going to run this program, ang magiging output nito, so enter the size of array, let's say 5. So enter element of our array, let's say 9, 8, 56, 25, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5. Okay. So naka-display yung lahat ng elements. So 9, 8, 56, 25, and 4. Naka-display yung sum ng 9, 8, 56, 25, and 4. Naka-display yung kanyang average. Okay, 26. And then naka-display yung largest, which is hindi pala dito naka-display. Ito pala yung 45.68 is naka-depend dun sa sales pala. Okay? Largest sales. So, again, balik tayo dun sa ating demo. So, I want you to create an array of students. Number of students depend on the input of our users. And then you're going to ask to input a value for a score for each student. And you're going to get the sum or print all the scores and then get the sum. Katulad ng ginawa rin natin dito. Sino po pwede mag-demo? Anyone? Yes, Sandra. Please share your screen. Or ano? Sandra, ano na? Nag-guess niyo pa yung gagawin? Again, we're going to create an array. Okay, the number of elements will depend on the input of our users. So, and then we're going to get the score, okay, of each student na i-assign natin sa ating array. Then after getting the score is we're going to print the score and then print the sum of all scores and the average of all scores. So paano po yung magiging codes natin?
Sir, nakamute ata kayo.
So kailangan natin scanner for input. Okay. Next is we need to provide a prompt for how many elements or how many students kukuha natin ng score. So let's say okay. So next is now we're going to proceed on creating our arrays for the scores each student. Okay, so let's say int or ano, double na lang. So double score. Okay. Is equals to new double. And then how many elements is yung based dun sa ating magiging input which is num. Okay. So now we are going to, meron na tayong array o meron na tayong storage or collections na paglalagyan natin yung mga scores for our students. So we're going to have a for loop para makapag-accept tayo ng input ng score ng students. Okay. So let's say for, so int index is equals to, so start tayo ng 0. So index is less than yung ating array score. Then yung ating length which is depends dun sa magiging input ng ating user. And then increment yung ating index. Okay. So next is we're going to have a prompt to enter score. So system.out.print. Okay. So now we're going to have score, then index. Okay. So, score index. So, yung index natin currently, pag nag-start yung ating loop, so mag-start siya from 0. So, mag-i-input tayo dito ng double value. Okay, and then once the increment ng index natin magiging siyang 1, so mag-move tayo to the second element or the next element and input ng next another double value. So, meron tayong input. Okay. Next is pwede nating another looping para i-display naman yung ating mga scores. Bawa, gusto natin i-display yung lahat ng scores. So, score index. Yes, Nelmer.
Sir, parang hindi po yata nakikita yung screen ng tinatype. Tama po ba?
Hindi nakikita?
Yung sa screen po kasi sir, parang nakastock lang po sa dun sa intelligence.
Baka
Yung
naglalag lang. Nakikita naman.
Alag ba sa akin?
Nasa online siya ba?
Baka naglalag lang.
Okay, so let's have testing. So enter number of students, let's say 3. Score of student 1 is 95. Score of student 2 is 90. Score of student 3 is 90. Okay. So list of scores, we have 95, 90, and 90. So tanggalin natin yung list of scores dito. So ilabas na lang natin.
Ba't nag-start yung student sa 1?
Po, nag-start yung student sa 1. Naglagay po ako ng ano dito sa index which is
Nag-plus
0
1 pala.
plus 1. Yun po.
Oo. Yung alam ko 0 eh.
So let's say, ayun, nagkaroon ako ng error. So 5. So student 1 is 25. Student 2 is 92. 93. 90. 85. Okay. So list of scores 95, 92, 93, 90, and 85. Okay po. So next is we're going to get the sum. So paano to? Kayo naman. Kukuhain natin yung sum ng lahat ng elements meron sa ating o lahat ng scores sa ating array. So paano po yung gagawin natin? Para natin mako-compute yung sum ng lahat ng elements. So yung 95 plus 92 plus 93 plus 90 plus 85. Any idea? Ano yung dapat maging steps? Yes, Delmer?
Sir, doon po sa after po ng system.out.print, yung
Mhm.
sa score, ano po, magde-declare po ng value na 8 sum equals sum plus sum. Ano, yung score pa na sir. Sum equals sum plus score.
Okay. So, una is kailangan natin mag-declare ng variable na sum. Okay? So, actually, pwede mo naman natin itong ipasok sa loob At nito, sa loob ng ating naunang loop. So, gawin ko muna is nakaseparate yung looping to get the sum ng lahat ng elements. So, separate yung input, looping for input, looping for display, and another looping for sum. Pero usually, pwede mo naman siyang pag-isahin into a single loop para lang mas madali yung makita. Okay po. So, first is you need to declare a variable sum na mag-hold ng sum ng lahat ng numbers. Then next is sum is equals to sum plus yung ating array. Yes, Delmer?
Wala sir.
So score, then yung ating index. Okay. And then, so yung i-display natin yung sum, of course, hindi natin siya isasama sa loob ng ating looping. So nasa labas siya. Okay, so check natin. Sum is double. Enter number of student, dalawa lang. Enter score 1 ng student. So 90. Score na second student is 95. So display ng lahat ng scores, 90 and 95. Sum of all scores, so 90 plus 95 is 185. Okay po. And then, to get the average,
Pero yung sa ano, line 30.
blah, blah,
Let
blah.
students
So, dalawa. So, 95, 90. So, we have 95, 90. So, sum is 155 and then score is 92.5. Okay po. So, ito po yung magiging program. Pakicopy na lang po. Wait lang guys.
Sir, nakamute kayo.
Sino ba? Emil. Emil, are you there? So let's say I have here an array with initial value of 30, 20, 40, 10, and 50. Okay, so I want you to display the third and fifth element of this array. So how are you going to write the statement? Guys, anyone? Paano yung magiging statement natin? Yes, Pidelmar. So third and
Yung
fifth ha?
third element, sir, or third index? Third element, no?
Apo, third element and fifth element.
So, ano, sir, bale, system.out.println, tapos num, yung bracket, 2. Tapos close na, sir. Ay, kasama na yung ano dyan, sir? Yung fifth, no? Kasama
Pwedeng
na dyan.
separate.
Okay. Tapos same din, sir. Kaso yung susunod naman, 4.
Okay. So 4. So again, the instruction is we're going to retrieve the value from the third and fifth element ng ating array num. So as you can see, based on the given numbers, we have the first element, which is 30, the second element, 40, okay, and then the third element, which is 40, and then the fourth element, 10, and next is yung ating fifth element is 50. So the total length or number of elements we have in this array is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, ibig sabihin is meron siyang 5 elements or 5 components. So to display the third and fifth element, so you have to refer to the index number. So 0, 1, 2, okay, 3, and 4. So of course ito, so 40, so ang magiging output ito is so yung ating 40 and then yung output nitong line na to no num4 which is yung 50. Okay? Let's say we want to change the value of the fourth element. What will be our statement? Let's say we're going to change the value of the fourth element to 100. So ano yung magiging statement natin? Nelmer?
Pang anong element, sir, yung papalitan po?
Fourth.
Fourth element po.
Yes po.
So, bali po, num index 3
Ano in,
equals 100.
okay. So again, the instruction is we're going to change the value of our fourth element from 10 to 100. So all we need to do is write down the array name, which is num, and then the index number of 0, 1, 2, 3. So 3 yung index number ng ating fourth element is equals to 100. So the new value of our num is 30, 20, 40, 100, and 50. So if we're going to print out, so lahat. So paano natin gusto i-print out ulit lahat ng laman ng ating num? Again, if we're going to print all the content of our array num. So what will be our statement? Nelmer?
Ano, sir? For open and close parenthesis, sir. Index equals 0. Semicolon. Index equals less than num.length. Semicolon. Index plus plus. And then open and close curly brace. System.out.print. Open and close parenthesis. Double quote plus num yung ano, sir, box ba yun? Index bago po semicolon.
Okay. So for int index equals 0. Okay, so pwede mo namang isa-isahin actually siya since 5 lang. Pero para nga mas simplified, so pwede tayong proceed into loop for loop. So for int index equals 0, index is less than num.length. So index plus plus, so system.out.print line. So num and then index. Okay po. So So ito yung kanina, mga examples. So i-read yung data from our sa ating sales. So paano i-print, ganito na rin. So kung paano kukuhanin yung sum, tsaka kukuhanin yung average. Kung paano edit kukuhanin yung largest. Ano yung pinaka-largest value. So dito we have a variable of max index equals to 0. Then for int index equals to 1. So index less than sales.length. So index plus plus. So yung usual na for loop natin. So in addition na lang dito sa ating if statement. So for an if statement is we're compare. So yung sales.max index which is 0. Okay, is less than sales index which is 1. So kumbaga yung first element is i-compare mo doon sa second element. Okay? So yung index natin instead of starting from 0, nag-start siya sa 1. Okay? Kaya ganun din nangyari. So from i-compare mo yung first element to the second element, so which is less than. Okay? Kung less than siya, then automatic yung index na ma-assign for the max index is yung ating yung value ng index kung siya is less than. Okay? So yung pinaka-last niyan, so nag-for loop na siya, pinaka-last is, so siya yung pinaka mataas. Okay? So sales max index. So kung halimbawa kung ano magiging value, maaari siyang 2, maaaring 3. So dito sa line natin, kung pagpapasaya natin yung sales, sa yung sales. Ayan. So ito na yun. Kaya ako nagkaroon ng 45.68. So ito yung laman ng sales. So pinakamataas is 45.68. Okay. So kinumpare niya ngayon yung first element sa second element. So since it is less than, okay. So kaya naman ang ating first yung index number is dapat malilipat dun sa ano, dun sa max index. Okay? So ganun din pag yung next element, so ito magiging i-compare ngayon dito, then ito i-compare dito, ito i-compare dito. Okay? So yun po yung naging nangyari dito sa for loop na to. Okay? So kung gusto natin kuhanin yung minimum, babagtari lang natin tong symbol na from less than magiging greater than. Yes, Nelmer.
Sir, bakit yung index is nag-start equal to 1 pa? Ibig sabihin, hindi niya matatest yung
Ito
nasa
po.
index 0.
Hindi. Nag-start siya sa 1. Okay? So, kasi, ito na yung sales max index which is 0. Ang bali ng max index natin is 0. So, you have the first element, i-compare niya ngayon doon sa index 1. So, yung 0, let's say, yung first element, i-compare doon sa second element. Okay? Kung less than siya, okay, so yung index number is siya yung ma-assign doon sa max index. So magiging, let's say, magiging 1. Okay? So 1 siya, then mag-increment ang index, magiging 2. So yung yung second element ko compared sa third element, okay, kung less than pa rin siya, so yun po.
Okay, sir.
Okay? So next slide. I have here. So again, for an array indexed out of bounds. So ma-encounter natin yung array of index out of bounds if meron kayong ina-access na elements. So let's say dito sa ating online JDoodle. So normally meron na tayong array na present doon sa ating program which is this one, string args. So this one is an array. So kung halimbawa you're going to type system.out.println, okay? args1. Okay. So pag niran mo siya, exception in thread main java lang array index out of bound exception index 1 out of bounds for length. Kasi wala kang inassign na arguments, okay, sa loob ng ating program. Wala kang command line arguments. So in-access mo yung element na to pero hindi naman siya nag-exist. So let's say okay, system.out.println num7. So if you're going to check dun sa ating array ng num, so we only have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So 4 elements. Pero yung nilagay mong subscript dito or index number is 7. So understood the array index out of bounds. May problem ka sa array mo kasi you are trying to access an index 7. Okay? Pero ang length lang ng iyong array ay 4. Okay po. So yun yung may encounter nyo once ito, array index out of bound exception, mag-appear siya once you are trying to access an element that doesn't exist in your array. Okay? Probably, out of yung length mo is hindi siya andon. Array nilagay mo dito is 4. Okay? So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Kala mo yung 4 yung last element. Pero, error siya. Kasi, dapat dito, yung pinaka-last element mo is supposedly 3. Okay? So So yun. You may also use yung ating array for as form as parameters. Okay. So if you try to create a method and then yun, you may use your an array as a parameter. Like example, public static void array. So yung ating method type, method name. Then we have here the parameter list. So yung first, so meron dito ng first parameter niya naka-declared as array. Then yung second parameter niya is naka-declared also as an array. And then this one is just a regular variable. Okay? Yan. So possible yon. So we have int, array ng inlist na mag-hold ng 10 elements. Then array of double num list na mag-hold ng 15 elements. So yun yung inassign natin doon sa ating inassign as argument sa ating method. Okay? So next is if you are going to compare arrays, two arrays. So of course, dapat of the same ano siya, same length. Okay? So otherwise hindi sila mag-i-equal. At the same time, same type. Okay, parehas na int yung ating array. So here is an example ng code to check. So if first array dot length is not equal sa second array dot length, automatic it's false. So hindi sila equal. Okay, pag magkaiba sila ng length ng dalawang array. So dito naman is meron tayong for loop para naman i-check yung laman. Okay? So yung laman ba o yung elements meron sa loob ng array is the same as doon sa laman ng ating second array. Okay? So kino-compare naman dito yung content or lahat ng elements meron in both arrays. So first array index is not equal to second array index. Okay? So automatic it will return false. Okay po. So yan. So we have a parameter. So ito yung example. Once you create a method and then make an array as a parameter. So public static void print array. So int. Okay. So as the same lang na you are referencing and create a reference of an array. So int, open and close square bracket, then list. So hindi mo na i-create yung equals. Kasi yung i-assign mo dito is an array. Okay? So let's say you have an array. So pag tinawag natin siya, okay? So pag kinol natin siya ngayon, let's say yung sa num, gagamitin natin num, is print array. Nawag natin siya. So print array and then yung array name natin na num. So yung num natin is an array. So it will i-hold ngayon siya ng list. So what will happen here is i-display niya ngayon yung laman ng ating array num. Okay, through the array list. Nagigets po? So meron tayong declaration ng num dito. For example, ito yon. Okay. So 30, 20, 40, 10, and 50. And then, so merong method, for example, na naka-define or meron kayong method na dineclared. So such as nga, ito na lang sa Doodle. Okay, for example, we have 3, 4, 6, 1. O na method, meron tayong method na print array. Sa loob nito, tatawagin natin siya sa main function or main method. So since they are both static, so pwede natin siyang call as print array. And then yung ating i-assign na array which is num. Okay, so yun naman. So automatic i-open niya to. So yung num is siya yung i-hold ng ating list. Okay. And then magkakaroon ng looping para i-display yung laman ng ating list. So execute. Yan. So 3, 4, 6, 1. Okay po. So question. Question. Yes, Don.
Sir, ano yung medyo naguguluhan ako dun yung sa blanco, sir, na system, yung sa line 12. Kasi parang kanina ko pa siya, sir, nakikita.
Para lang po magkaroon ng space. New line lang, actually new line lang siya. So
Okay.
instead na lagay yung \n, so dito lang system data to print line para if ever na meron akong susunod na ano dito, or let's say I am going to declare another array. Yun. So may space lang sila in between. So nag-new line, so ito na siya. Yung next output. Kaya naglagay po lang, instead of \n, ito lang yung ginagawa ko. System.out.print line and then open and close parenthesis. So yung print array natin dito, so yung una hinold niya yung array ng num na merong 4 na element, and then here is print array score na mag-hold naman siya ng 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7 elements. Okay po. So next is yan. So dito naman meron siyang overloaded method na dalawa yung parameters niya. So yung una is yung array, and then dito naman nakalagay yung number of elements. Okay, so possible dito sa code natin, if we're going to apply, copy paste natin siya. So magkakaroon siya ng second int, ano yan? So, number of elements. So ang magiging purpose niya lang dito is para dito. So yung list.length, ano natin dito yung number of elements lang ang naging purpose niya. So you may also have print array score, then number of elements is pwede kang score dot length. Yan. So naka-define dito. So dalawa yung parameter or argument na sinupply natin for a print array. So we will be using this one. So yung una yung ating array ng score, and then second is number of elements which is yung score.length. Okay? So, ganun din yung naging output. Yan lang naging changes niya. So, next. Okay, so let's say we're going to transfer into another array. Okay? So ito naman yung ano niya, method. Nagkaroon tayo ng method na fill array para makapag-input ng value sa loob ng array. Okay? So ito yung isa para i-print naman yung yung laman ng array. So separate lang. Kung kanina we have several lines, di ba? Saan ba 'yon? Yan. Several for loops para mag-accept ng input, mag-accept ng para mag-print, i-print yung laman ng array, and so on. So you may also use or create method para separate mo kung gusto mong mag-input ng public static. Yan. Okay. So let's say mag-fill array tayo. Fill array. Yung array num. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Number of elements is 4. Okay. Then print array num ulit tayo.
Kailan mo yun bago kami magpunta? Late siya umuwi. Maaga.
Let's say 9, 8, 7, 3. Nine, 8, 7, 3. Yun. Yun po. So, initially, so ginawa natin dito, so we have num3, 4, 6, 1. So, using the method print array, so dinisplay niya yung laman ng array, 3, 4, 6, 1. So, ito yung output niya. So, next line natin is fill array num. Nag-input tayo ng mag-input tayo ng value sa loob ng sa num. Okay? So, ito yung tinawag natin. So, we have list as a placeholder nung sa num, then number of elements. So, nag-input tayo ng numbers dito, ng value for our elements. And then, next is display ulit natin yung ating num using the print array method. Kaya nag-appear yung result na 7897. Okay po. So, yan. So you can, when you do or write a code, so you may divide your codes into modules, okay, or subroutines. So yan, so you may create several methods and so on and so forth. So to simplify your kung ano yung bawat task. So pwede mo siyang divide into modules. So yung print ng array, yung fill ng array, and so on. Next, we have, yun nga, kanina, di ba, we get the sum ng lahat ng array. So dito naman is an example of a method. Okay, so you may declare a method to get the sum. So ito na siya. So kung i-apply natin siya dito sa ginawa natin, so parang copy-paste lang. So sum array. Declare tayo ng sum. Na yun. Sum array, and then yung number of elements is 4. Okay. So try natin. So we have a method sum array. So yung first parameter natin is yung array ng ating then yung number of elements. So we have here initialization ng sum is equals to 0, and then a for loop para i-sum lahat ng laman ng elements, and then i-return niya ngayon yung pinaka-final value ng sum. Okay, so sum plus equals is equivalent to sum is equals to sum plus list index. So naka-shortcut lang siya. Okay. So execute. So value natin ay 9511. Okay, so display 9511. So 9 plus 5 is 14 plus 1, 15 plus 1, 16. So sum is 16. Okay po. Question, guys? Nakakadagdag ba sa kabaliwanin? Nakabaliw na ba? Kaya pa?
Nasaan ako, sir?
So, uh, copying of array. Yan. So you could have this one. So, meron kang dalawang array. Halimbawa, yung pinaka-source array mo and then yung target array mo. So, yung laman nun, ilipat mo dun sa isa. So, ito yung kanyang code. So, searching an array for a specific item. So, just do a for loop. Okay? So, do a for loop na lang for each element. Is-search mo lang naman if yung hinahanap mo is nandun, equals. Okay? So, okay. So, ito yung sa kanyang source code. If you have, if you want to search doon sa loob ng iyong array, then also you can create an array of objects. Okay? So, let's say this one is a string. So, string name list equals to new string 5. So, ito yung mag-create ka ng array ng strings. Okay? So, name list 0, 1, 2. So, meron ka ngayon 5 elements. So, I have here a sample program naman, buttons. So, ito yung magiging sample output niya. Yan. 7, 8, 9, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 0, submit, cancel. So, I have here a declaration of JButton array. So, naka-array siya. As you can see, button. The next is I have a constructor for the initializations ng buttons. So, button is equals to new JButton 12. So, I'm going to create 12 buttons. Instead of having button 1, button 2, button 3, button 4, button 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on. So, nag-create ako ng array ng buttons. Okay, so we have button is equals to new JButton. Pero, there is a different, ano siya, ito, nag-create ka pa lang ng array na 12 for 12 buttons. Hindi ka pa totally nag-create ng object ng button. Array pa lang yung kini-create natin dito. So, to create an object of button, so nag-create tayo dito ng for loop. Okay? So, but before that, so we have a layout ng grid layout. So, 4 rows and 3 columns. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, 4 rows and 3 columns. 1, 2, 3. Okay? So, meron tayong for loop dito. So, for index equals to 0, so yung usual na for loop natin. So, index is less than btn.length. So, yung length is, ang inano dito is yung length ng array natin, which is 12. Okay, so index plus plus. So, I have here a looping kasi okay. Okay. So, ito yung magiging code. Button index equals to new JButton. So, pag tira natin siya, ito lang yung itsura niya. Okay. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So meron tayong 12 buttons. So we have button index, which is button 0. The first button is equals to new J button. So dito pa lang tayo nakikreate ng button object. So dito sa una, nag-create tayo ng arrays ng buttons. Okay? Arrays ng buttons. So dito nag-create tayo ng object ng button, which is yung button 0 is equals to new J button, then index 0 plus 1. So ito siya. Okay? So ang index, ang first element na na-create, so meron siyang caption or text na 1. So nag-increment ang index, naging 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hanggang 12. Kaya nagkaroon ako ng looping. So let's say I'm trying to create a calculator or I'm trying to create yung same buttons na ginagawa ng program D last time. Okay, so gumamit na lang gumamit na lang ng array para ma-minimize yung pag-create ng buttons. So meron tayong if statement dito para so from 0 up to 2. So yung index niya so plus 7 kasi yung ano natin dapat is yung pinaka first number na mag-appear dito ay 7. Parang sa calculator, di ba? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So kung dadayain mo siya, okay lang, wala magiging problem. Na isa-isahin mo yung placement. Pwede ka magkaroon, pwedeng mong gawin is yung i-create mo button 7 is equals to new J button. Yung caption niya ay 7. Okay. So button 8, button 9. Hindi pala, 1. Ay, sorry. 0, 1, 2, so 7, 8, 9. So parang ganito yung yung intention natin na yung button 0, so meron siyang caption na 7, button 1, meron siyang caption na 8, button 2, meron siyang caption na 9. Okay? So, simplify natin siya with a looping. Ito siya yung looping. And then meron tayong if statement that index is less than or equals to 2. Kasi 0, 1, 2. So, meron siyang 7. Mag-add ng 7 dun sa index. And then kung ang index number niya is less than 5, so mag-add ng index ng 1. Otherwise, kung ang index number niya is less than 8, so may minus 5. Okay? So kung 9, so ang button dapat is 0. Kung 10, ang button submit and cancel. So ito na yung magiging appearance niya. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay? So add button and then yung index. So button index, add action listener. So lahat ng buttons ay meron siyang event. Okay? And then meron tayong set action command na method. Let's say nahihirapan identify which na component yung magti-trigger ng event. Since magkaiba yung caption niya as doon sa kanyang index number. Okay? So you may have an action command which is the same as yung kanyang caption. Okay? So ito yun, we have JFrame. So pinasok natin yung panel, which is yung buttons natin pinasok sa loob ng ating JFrame. Then yung action perform. So we have a for loop. So J button, btn1 button. So yung btn1 natin is siya yung mag-act, okay, dun as ano ng button. So if e.getSource that equals to button 1, so J option pane that show message dialogs, so button 1 that get text. So kung ano man yung nag-trigger. So click ko to, dapat 7 na nag-appear. So 7, so 2, 0. Okay. So let's say magka-add tayo ng text field dito. So instead of message box, dapat nakalagay dito is text field. So text field that set text, then bto1 that get text. So yun yung mag-appear sa loob ng text field. Okay. So you may also create an array of objects. So you may create, I have here another example. So let's say meron akong class student. Ito yung sa class student, meron siyang setter, meron siyang getter, and then print info. And then I have here a test student. Nag-create tayo ng object. Nag-create tayo ng array ng students. So ilan yung, for example, i-create natin ng students. And then meron for loop para mag-accept ng name, ng course, ng mga grades. And then nag-create tayo ng object ng student. So ito siya. So student index is equals to new student. So inassign natin yung name, yung course, yung math grade, English grade, and programming grade. And then meron tayong for loop para i-display yung informations ng lahat ng arrays ng students natin. Okay? And then another one is meron tayong another object ng student na ko-contain nung pinaka highest scorer o sino yung pinaka student na may highest score. Okay? So pag niran natin to, so let's say mag-input ako ng 3 students. Okay. So student 1 natin ay si Boy. Okay, course is si BSIS. So math grade na let's say is 99. English grade is 85. Then programming grade is 75. Second student, si Ed. Course niya is BSIS. Math grade niya is let's say 74. English grade is 75. Programming grade is 80. Third student, I see John. Course is BSIS. Math grade niya is 96. English grade niya is 70. Programming grade niya is 70. Okay? So, dinisplay ngayon lahat ng laman. So, we have information ni Boy, kanyang average. Information ni Ed, yung kanyang average. Information ni John, yung kanyang average. So, yung kay Boy, so 86.33. So, kay Ed is 76.33. And kay John ay 78.6. So, yung ating highest scorer is 86.33, which is si Boy. So, ito na yun. So, yung highest scorer is Boy. So 99, 85, 75 at saka yung kanyang average. So yun po. So we have applications of arrays sa pag-create ng object. Sige po. I-upload ko na lang later yung mga codes natin. Ano bang week na tayo ngayon? Week. Yes, Sandra.
Sir, pwede po bang gamitin yung array sa sa design or kailangan mo siyang i-manually add sa source code?
Pwede po naman na pwede pong Halimbawa yan, kung gagamit ka ng maraming buttons, possible naman po
Opo.
na makapag-create ka ng array ng buttons. Kung you want to have multiple panels, ganun. So, you can use arrays din.
I-manually add ko po siya sa source code or meron po siyang dun sa mismong design?
Depende po. Kasi kung halimbawa, pwede mo naman gamitan ng for loop o gamit ka ng mga for loop or i-identify mo kung magmamano-mano ka, i-identify mo yung index number ng bawat ng bawat object. So kung gumawa ka ng 10 panels using using yung ating arrays, okay? So meron ka ngayong panel 0, panel 1, panel 2, panel 3, panel 4, panel 5, panel 6, 7, 8, at 9. So yun po yung magiging mo dun.
Di ba lang po halimbawa pag marami pong panels yung gagawin, kinaka-copy and paste ko lang po siya. Ngayon po meron pong choice na array doon, parang mas madali sana siya.
Yun po. Wala po magiging problem. So pwede natin ma-simplify yung ating arrays ng panels. So with a for loop. Pero yun nga, yung magkano ka doon ng mga conditions kung paano mo i-manipulate yung mga panels or kung paano mo ipoposition yung mga panels, wala po magiging problem doon. Okay, so magagamit mo siya especially sa mga drawings. Yan. Kung gumagamit doon sa mga games nyo. So, magagamit mo yung mga arrays para sa pag-create ng mga graphics and mga panels. Okay, so pero yun, wala rin namang problem kung manually mo siya. Manually coded yung ating yung panel. As long as kung saan mas convenient mo siya mara-recall kung ano yung mga object names niya. Okay? Wala po magiging problem. So since it's already 8:24:25, siguro I guess okay na tayo. So we will continue our discussion for the remaining slides sa next meeting. Okay. And then yun po. And then some examples na rin. Wala ng questions. Mukhang naantok na lahat. Open your cam. And picture taking na tayo. Si Nelmer, si Jetray, si Barrientos, Sandra, si Michael, Archeline, Kilian, S. Delmar, Marijuan, Solis, Ambito, Kamisik, Pagpuri wala. Okay? So, picture 1, 2, 3. Yan. Okay, thank you guys. Kung
Sir.
may question po kayo, PM lang po sa dito. Okay po.
Okay,
Counting
thank you.
tiyaga. Counting tiyaga na lang.
Kapit pa, kapit.
Okay, kapit pa. Kaya pa. Okay, sige po. Pwede mag-out. Thank you guys. Sana
Sir,
may
maraming
natutunan
salamat
kayo.
po. Marami po.
Thank you, sir.